Olá pessoal, bem-vindos a bordo para mais um vídeo da Vector Inglês e Cal. Hoje é um prazer apresentar a vocês aqui no canal o comandante Carrasco, que é piloto de helicóptero e leciona aqui na escola. O comandante Carrasco vai estar em breve fazendo um Helicopter Walk Around, levando vocês para conhecer um pouquinho dos termos, das superfícies de um helicóptero. Eu queria agradecer aqui aos comandantes Marcelo Frederick e Bruno Penteado, ambos alunos aqui da Vector, que possibilitaram esse vídeo aí, agindo nos bastidores para a gente ter acesso às máquinas. Espero que vocês gostem do vídeo, deem o like caso gostarem, se inscrevam no canal para não perder nenhum próximo. Lembrando que agora a gente vai começar a postar com mais frequência a partir de maio, então fiquem ligados, tem muita coisa bacana para vir. A sala está reformada, como vocês podem ver aqui atrás, e a gente vai começar a ter muito mais conteúdo, não só aqui no YouTube, mas também até em aulas em grupo. É isso aí, espero que vocês gostem. Vamos então para o Helicopter Walk Around com o comandante Carrasco.
Hi, my name is Luca Carrasco and I'm a helicopter pilot and English instructor here at Vector. As some of you might know, the ICAO English Proficiency exam is no longer aimed at airplane pilots only. Recently, more and more oil and gas aviation companies are demanding their pilots to attest an English level of at least ICAO 4. So in today's video, we are going to address a very important topic for helicopter pilots: helicopter parts and components. First of all, helicopters come in different configurations regarding their rotors. They can be tandem rotor, like the Boeing CH-47 Chinook, coaxial rotor, like a Kamov KA-32, intermeshing, like a Cayman K-Max, or single rotor, like most helicopters and this Bell 429. This Bell 429 has 4 blades on its main rotor and also 4 blades on its tail rotor. Tail rotors can be basically of 3 different kinds: conventional, shrouded or fenestron or fan and fin, or no-tar, which stands for no tail rotor. On the Bell 429, we have a conventional tail rotor. It's attached to the fuselage via the tail boom, which is this long and round structure. Moving down along the vertical stabilizer, we have the tail skid. The tail skid protects the tail rotor from ground impacts. It is important for you to know about this part because some of our students have reported seeing this picture on their exam. This picture shows a Robinson R-44 that impacted the ground during an excessive flare. We can see that the tail skid struck the ground and dented the lower vertical stabilizer. Here in this helicopter, we have what we call the wire strike protection system, which is basically a wire cutter that cuts any wire that can get tangled to the helicopter in flight. Moving down the windshield, we have the battery compartment and the pitot tube. The pitot tube provides indications for our airspeed indicator. Moving to the bottom here, we have what we call the chin bubble because it's on the chin of the helicopter and it resembles a bubble. Below, we have an additional wire cutter, which is part of the wire strike protection system, and we have the landing lights as well. Like in airplanes, helicopters also have wings. In this case, we call them blades. Every blade has a leading edge and a trailing edge, which is the aft part of the blade. Here we have the helicopter's rotor head. In the rotor head, we have several important components. We have all the hinges that allow the blades to move freely up and down, forward and aft. The main rotor head is connected to the helicopter via the mast. Here, at the lower portion of the mast, we have the swash plates, the rotating and non-rotating swash plates. The swash plates provide control to the helicopter rotor head and is controlled by the flight controls within the cockpit. Now let's take a look inside the cockpit and talk a little bit about the primary flight controls of a helicopter. Here, between the pilot's leg, we have the cyclic. The cyclic tilts the swash plate forward and aft and also laterally. Okay, Between the two pilots, and there's one for each pilot, we have the collective. The collective moves the swashblade up and down, making the helicopter climb or descend. On the pilot's feet, we have the yaw pedals. The yaw pedals act changing the tail rotor blade's pitch, making the helicopter yaw left or yaw right, counteracting the torque created by the main rotor. So here in the helicopter panel, we have several really important instruments which are commonly found in airplanes also. However, we do have a very specific one, which is the RPM indicator, also called the rotor tachometer. It indicates the RPM of the main rotor in order for the pilot to operate the helicopter safely. Also inside the cockpit, we have another important tool, which is the rotor brake. The rotor brake makes the rotor stop faster, so passengers can exit the helicopter safely. In this video, we have covered all of the basic helicopter components. Obviously, there's much more beyond that. And here at Vector, our students have the opportunity to learn even more about helicopter parts and helicopter-specific subjects. I hope you enjoyed the walk around. If you did, make sure you hit the like button below and stay tuned for our next videos.
And guys, that was it. This is the end of our video addressing helicopter parts and making this walk around a helicopter this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am Captain Alex Pope. This is Captain Luca Carrasco. We teach here at Vector. If you want to have some English classes at the highest level to pass the ICAO test or just to practice for your aviation English capabilities to improve, let us know.
See you next class.
See ya. Bye-bye.